Hi everybody, this is Angel again. Welcome back to Estranged Land. If you are a returning viewer, welcome to an Estranged Land. For if you were a first-time viewer, this is the first part of the three-part series that I want to do regarding Are You in the F.O.G? And the F.O.G is actually an acronym for what stands for fear, obligation, and guilt. So that's why it's going to be a three-part series, and we're going to cover the fear, obligation, and guilt, and what that means as far as going no contact and what estrangement looks like. Please like this video if you find it helpful, like the subscribe to the channel, that whole kind of thing. And then I looked this morning and I just wanted to say thank you to the 50 of you who have become subscribers. I super appreciate that. A couple of months ago, there weren't even you all there, so I super duper appreciate every single one of you. Like, that's super cool, and I super hope I'm being helpful to somebody. So, I'm done rambling. Please like, subscribe, turn on the notifications, all that fun stuff. Okay, fear, obligation, and guilt. So they call it the F.O.G because those three things kind of, it's a form of like emotional manipulation, emotional blackmail. And it's what a lot of toxic parents or families use to kind of control you and keep you in line. So a big, huge one is fear that gets employed. And it works a couple of ways. It's either instilling fear in you through either tone of voice, threats, actions. And a lot of us that have, like, especially toxic parents, some of your parents might have just like overtly like threatened you and done some really horrible things. And then some of us had parents, and this was the category of parent I fell under, that would, a certain tone might let you know, okay, it's going down when we get home. Or they might smile while they're saying it, but they're looking at you with like the crazy eye, and you know it's about to go down. So they use fear. A lot of times with minors, I'm not a minor, but when I was a minor, educational things got played with, school activities, monies for school activities. It was always a threat of something being taken away that was yours, or that was supposed to be yours, and you lived under the fear of never having it, or not having it on a moment's notice, on a whim, because somebody else felt like it. Or they use fear in the sense of, and I've experienced this like as an adult, I've experienced where the emotional manipulation of fear, as an adult, it looks like your estranged parent or toxic family showing up unannounced to your house, showing up unannounced to your job, showing up and talking trash to your landlord about you, your boss, your significant other, your kids. Like, I've seen instances where estranged grandparents will show up and check your kid out of school and just be doing wild stuff that would never ever have flown if it was any of them. But they'll turn around and do it to you, and they use it. Okay, if you don't want me to come get him out of school again, then you better do this, or you better come to this, or you better be at grandma's, whatever, or whatever it is they're trying to manipulate you into. Make no mistake about it, you are being manipulated into something. And so a remedy for it, it's that you have to respond over reacting. And in a situation when you're used to your automatic, what do they call it? The parasympathetic response is flight, fight, freeze, and fawn now. Your normal parasympathetic response is to want to freeze or show fear or whatever. And you have to get to a point and realize, and it took me a long time and a lot of therapy, a lot of reading, a whole lot of, I get you're not going to just roll over into that understanding overnight. But it took me a while to realize that as an adult, with my own life, with my own money, with my own whatever, I'm now safe. And my no now just means no. I don't have to explain it. I don't have to show you my schedule. I don't do any of that. And so instead of growing fearful, I take a moment, because I think a lot of times toxic individuals count on catching you off guard and manipulating you that way, like, oh, you know, you need to do this right now, and I just popped up on you, and this, that, and the third, and what are you going to do? You take a deep breath, you take a step back, and you say, hey, look, I hear what you're saying, I hear what your request is, or whatever the issue may be. I'm not ready to discuss this right now. Let me have a couple of days to think about it, and I can get back with you and let you know what I think. And this response is going to provoke all kinds of hell and raise all kind of hell, because they're counting on catching you off guard. They're counting on catching you they're counting on catching you off guard and being able to use that and use that to manipulate you and get what it is that they want to get, or whatever that thing looks like. So a lot of it is remembering that now as an adult, you are safe. And if you're a minor, and I'm gonna have a whole series of videos for things that you can do as a minor, because I live that life and I get it. I'm not a minor anymore, like very far from that, but I do understand that your options are different, being that you are still under somebody's finances and this, that, and the third. So if that applies to you, I got a series coming about that too. But as adults, you have the right and ability to say no, to stand on your no, and to live in fear, and to realize that all the same things that in essence they threaten you with, you can use. If they threaten you with the police, I'm gonna call the police on a welfare check and this, that, and the third. I'm not saying play tit for tat with the law system, but if you have somebody that's coming unannounced to your house or popping up unannounced to your job, and they're harassing you and they're doing those kind of things, there are actual laws for that. And believe it or not, toxic people tend to respond to that because it's a boundary that they cannot breach. And it's one of the few things that you can get to do to actually get them to leave you alone. So I'm not going to belabor the point, because I'm here actually somewhere else doing something else with my family real fast. But just know that fear is used in a multitude of ways to keep you in an emotional manipulation, or to keep you from going no contact, because they'll be like, well, if you cut us off, you do this, I won't pay for your college, I won't do this, I'll ruin your name to this, I'll rescind that offer from whatever company, I'll do this, I'll do that. You have to value what it is in your life, and what hoops are you willing to jump through, and what line are you willing to draw in the sand. And that's a whole nother thing that you got to decide and think about. But again, just understand it is 100% an emotionally manipulative tactic. Nobody who loves you would want you to be scared all the time, really any other time. I understand fear is a very normal thing, but someone who claims to love you would not be employing fear to control you, and that's a real thing. So I'm done. Like I said, I'm not going to belabor the point, but I did want to get this video done and recorded. Again, if this video was helpful, please send to somebody who you think who could use this kind of support, or could just use a support system like this, a community like this. Happy Saturday, happy Easter weekend for those who celebrate that whole thing. I'll catch you guys soon. Bye-bye.